with the current state of things in Washington, D.C., I don't know, honestly, because it really never bothers me when I hear, those worries, those concerns, those threats, depending upon who is speaking, of a government shutdown. I'm not one to flinch because we've been through it before, and it doesn't. It's not the end of the world. It's politics as usual. Right now, though, with the dismantling of so many things, Elon Musk and the Doge crew going through and shutting down and eliminating and closing and reducing, and I don't know that government shutdown thing will have the force that it has had in the past. On the LegacyRetirementGroup.com phone lines right now, it's Congressman Mike Carey from Ohio's 15th District. Good morning, sir. How are you?
We're good, but hey, listen, just tell everybody we are not going to shut down the government.
Are you're confident the Senate is going to come through for you?
I feel that way, but I'll tell you what, we were able to get it through the House, and the majority that we have in the House is a heck of a lot slimmer than what they have in the Senate. I just don't see that happening. We were able to pass it. I think we got, I think it was 4 votes. So I feel pretty good about where we are from, obviously from the House perspective, but I think the Senate won't. I don't think they'll do it. I really don't.
I hope you're right. I really do. It's there are so many people right now, and even those allegedly on the Republican side of the fence, people are kind of quivering right now. They're getting a little shaky, a little worried, a little nervous with all the activity and the lightning speed that they are seeing coming from the White House. And there's also going to be that contingent that, they're going to look at what's going on and go, hey, what more can you do to us? And that kind of bothers me because I'm scared that their emotion and their bias may override logic right now.
Well, but here's the thing I think the listeners need to understand. I mean, and again, if you go back to your government class in high school, you understand this. When you shut down the government, number one, none of our military employees get paid, right? All of our soldiers, nobody. I mean, so all the things that are important, I think, to everybody, I don't care whether you're a Republican or Democrat, don't get done. But here's the other thing. If you're a Republican, if you're conservative, if you're somebody that really wants to do some things moving the country forward, which we're trying to do with all the things that we're trying to get done, with reconciliation, with the budget, it takes, so if you shut down the government, and a lot of people don't realize it takes 60 votes to reopen the government from the Senate. So all Republicans do by not supporting keeping the government open is turning over all of your leverage on all the issues that are important, spending cuts, all the things, to the Democrats if we shut down the government. So, I think we did the right steps in the House, and my hope is that we'll be able to get that done in the Senate.
This is Congressman Mike Carey, by the way, from Ohio's 15th Congressional District. We're talking about the budgeting process here and that almost constant government shutdown thing that we have to go through every time. Has it been a little cleaner on the House side this time around, just as far as getting the work done, getting it sent over?
Absolutely. And I think that's the one thing. I mean, I think if you saw the amount of people that voted for this thing, people that have never voted for a CR, okay? They're people that just fundamentally do not believe in the CR process. They believe in appropriations, as I do. I mean, I think we should do an appropriation process. But what happened was, if you looked at the Appropriations Committee, the Democrats were offering up, and listen, many of them are dear friends of mine, but they were offering up things that would restrict what the president was able to do through his cost-cutting measures with Doge and all those things. And listen, we as Republicans just couldn't accept them. So we've gotten in this position where we had to do a CR, and that's where you saw the most conservatives, all the conservatives, voting for the CR when they never voted for a CR before. And the funny thing was, the Democrats were the people that during the Biden administration were saying CRs are the greatest thing in the world. We got to get them done. We've got to save the country. We got to keep government open. Then they voted against it. It was the most. It was like bizarro world. But I'll tell you, I think Republicans stepped up. We did the right thing. We're going to keep focusing on getting this budget and this reconciliation done, and getting the president's agenda done, which is no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime. I know we've got to do a lot of things. We've got to preserve the TCJA. I mean, those are some of his priorities. We're going to get those done, and this CR gives us a little breathing room, and let's hope the Senate gets their job done.
And Congressman, this may seem kind of an off-the-wall question, but it occurs to me, let's say, bad things happen, tariffs, economy, inflation, and so forth. How does this process, with a continuing resolution, you have a finite amount of time to then get an actual budget passed?
Absolutely.
During that finite amount of time, if there are significant cost changes and what has been allocated for things in this CR will not cut, what do you then do? Does it get adjusted during that term, or how does that work?
Okay, well, one of the things, I mean, I listened to the debate, and obviously one of the bills that was passed last night was mine, which was the crypto broker rule. But when I listened to the debate from the Democrat side, they mentioned a bunch of things. They mentioned Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Google the CR. I mean, all you got to do, I mean, it's 99 pages, and I think 5 of them are, basically the table of context. I mean, so go to the document and see if there's any mention of Medicare or Medicaid or Social Security or SNAP. Nothing is in the bill. This is just a continuation to make sure that that the folks in the folks that are serving in the military, all of the government functions we will be able to pay them. So all that's all. I mean, there was nothing in the bill. I mean, this is the cleanest CR that we've ever had in the history of having CRs. So we'll use this, and then we can go through the appropriations process and also the budgeting process. So nothing changes. It's just current level of spending. It was a lot of scare tactics from my dear friends on the other side, but you know what? When you looked at it, we got we had one Democrat voted for it. The only Republican that voted against it was Massey, and he has a history of voting against everything.
Yes, that name, you really don't even say the name. That guy, we'll all know who it is.
Well, you know what? I used to just do that with one other member, but he's no longer with us. But Tom's a good guy. I mean, he's a good guy. He just doesn't see the world the way the rest of us do, I guess.
And as I was saying at the beginning, some that are even allegedly on our side of things, and I, as you just said, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, and so forth, not even mentioned, not affected,
not
all continuing to be funded as they have been funded. Yeah. However, right here in our state of Ohio, our governor and the administration felt the need a few days ago to warn people that if there are cuts, we'll be cutting Medicaid, which I think is lighting an unnecessary fire in the midst of all of this stuff.
Absolutely, because there is absolutely nothing in the CR that touches that. The other thing, listen, I'm a veteran. I mean, everybody knows that, or most people know that. There is nothing in this bill that hurts our veterans. I mean, nothing at all. I mean, zero. When it comes to, I was one of the people that made sure that we funded, our veterans that were afflicted by, burn pits and all this. Nothing in this bill touches that. All this bill does. I mean, it's simple. It just keeps the government open while we can get Congress to do their job. And my hope, listen, we could have had this done a long time ago. But what the Democrats wanted to do was they wanted, through the appropriation process, they wanted to stop the work that was being done by the president in cutting spending and going after the bloated federal budget. And I'll tell you what, our team's not going to go for it. And even if we did, you're going to put the president in a position where he can't do the job that he was elected to do. He's not going to sign that bill. So this keeps the government open. Let us continue to negotiate. It doesn't cut anything. Absolutely doesn't. Everybody's safe. And let's get our job done here in the next couple months.
Real quickly before I have to say goodbye to you, when do you think what's our timeline here? When can we see the Senate take action and we know where we are?
Well, I think we're gonna have to see. I mean, listen, 15th is coming up in a few days. I mean, I think you'll see the Senate. Now, I mean, most of the members of Congress are gone. The Democrats have their retreat. starting today. So all the Democrats have left D.C. We on the Ways and Means Committee, the Republicans anyway, are still working on the reconciliation package and figuring out where we're going to be. So, I would think the Senate would be acting today, tomorrow, and because they got to do it by the 15th.
Ever wake up feeling lousy, knowing something is off with your body? You don't have time for guesswork. You need Viome. Forget all the generic health fads. Viome doesn't tell you what you want to hear. It tells you what's actually going on inside your body. By analyzing your gut microbiome, Viome delivers a custom health plan that's as unique as your DNA. It's science, not nonsense. Want energy? Want better digestion? Viome has your back. Stop trusting amateurs. Go to Viome.com for a personalized gut professional now. Call StarStar Gut to get $110 off any test. That's StarStar 488 to receive a link to the offer.
For 25 years, Brightview Senior Living Associates have been committed to creating a vibrant culture and delivering exceptional services, making Brightview a great place to work and live. If you're looking for a rewards hospitality,
my workouts are stronger and I've
been reviewed by FDA.